The rain tapped lightly against my windshield as I parked outside the Grand Hotel. The same hotel where my ex-wife, Clara, was getting married. The glow from the chandeliers inside reflected off the glass doors, casting golden ripples across the wet pavement. I sat there for a moment, gripping the steering wheel, feeling my pulse echo in my chest. 2 years ago, I had stood in a cramped apartment, begging her not to leave. She had stared at me with those cold, perfect eyes and said, "I cannot live with a man who has no ambition." She walked out that night, leaving behind her ring, a faint perfume trail, and the echo of her heels on the stairs. I watched her leave, not realizing that her rejection would be the spark that ignited my rise. Inside the hotel, laughter filled the air like the clinking of expensive glass. The guests sparkled in jewels, silk, and money. I walked in slowly, my shoes silent against the marble floor, wearing a black tailored suit that cost more than the car she once mocked me for owning. The hostess glanced at my invitation, smiled politely, and gestured me toward the ballroom. As I entered, the music dipped slightly. Clara was at the center of it all, radiant in her white gown, glowing beneath a rain of fairy lights. For a moment, her smile froze, her eyes locked on me, and the color drained from her face. I gave a small nod, pretending not to notice her shock. Her groom turned, curious, clearly unaware of who I was. I recognized him instantly, her boss, the man whose luxury and power had once made me invisible to her. I walked to the bar and ordered a drink, feeling the burn of eyes on me. The ice clinked softly in the glass as I scanned the room. Every corner shimmered with wealth, with the illusion of happiness. But beneath the glamour, I could sense tension in Clara's shoulders, her stolen glances flickering toward me again and again. She excused herself from her new husband and made her way over. "Why are you here?" she whispered, voice trembling behind her smile. I leaned closer, my voice calm and steady. "You invited me. I thought it would be rude not to attend." Her eyes darted nervously, scanning the room to make sure no one overheard. "I did not think you would actually come," she said. I smiled. "That is what you always thought, that I would never rise, never show up." Her face hardened, the same arrogance I remembered returning to her expression. "So what now? You come to show off, to make me uncomfortable." I raised my glass slightly. "Not at all. I came to celebrate. After all, your husband is quite an investor in my company." She blinked, her lips parting slightly. "My company," I repeated, letting the words linger. "The same business you said would never work." The orchestra played softly in the background, but I could hear her breathing quicken. She tried to speak, but her groom appeared beside her, resting a proud hand on her shoulder. "Darling," he said warmly, "you know this man." Her throat tightened. "He is an old friend." I smiled at him, extending my hand. "Michael Adams, founder of Vellum Technologies." Recognition flashed in his eyes. "Vellum, the software firm we just partnered with. You are that Michael." I nodded. He grinned widely, unaware of the storm building beside him. "I must say, your proposal impressed our board. We are transferring full operational control next week." Clara turned to him sharply. "Next week?" He nodded. "Yes, my dear. He will be overseeing several of our divisions." I looked at her, letting the truth sink in. She realized in that instant that I was about to become her husband's superior. Her lips trembled, her pupils dilated, and her perfect facade began to crack. I stepped back, feeling an odd calm. Not pride, not vengeance, just closure. I placed my untouched drink on the bar and turned toward the exit. The rain had stopped outside. The city lights shimmered across the wet streets, and for the first time in years, the night felt light. Behind me, I could still hear the celebration fading into whispers. I smiled faintly, whispering to myself as I walked to my car. Sometimes revenge doesn't need fire. It only needs success. And as I drove away, her reflection lingered in my rearview mirror, frozen in disbelief, realizing that the man she once abandoned had finally become everything she ever wanted, but nothing she could ever have again.